Good afternoon. I welcome all of you to the lecture Advanced Software Engineering and Technology. In previous lecture we have discussed about communication and analysis. We are in the analysis chapter at last. Communication about analysis. Uh, the software development process is started from the communications. Communication is the most important to collect the information from the client. The task of communicating information is most challenging during requirement elicitation, during requirement collections. It is very difficult to uh, give the information about software development to the client. Client not understand our direct language of the programming or the software, as well as the developer is not understood properly the client's requirement, the user's requirement, which type of a software required to the user. So there the elicitation of the requirement is challenging task. A contributing factor includes different background of the participant. Participant means user, client, and developer have different domain of expertise and use different vocabularies to describe the same concept. Suppose we want to develop the software for a person who are from the Canada, means Karnataka. Then to talk with the Canadian people, means Karnataka peoples, there we required a expert persons. The expert person should able to talk in the Kannadi language to take the requirement from that customer to acquire the information to software development. Then and then our deal will be taken place with that person. Otherwise it will difficult to us to collect the information from that person, and he will not give us a requirement. If he will not give us a requirement, then we will not get the project of that software, and as our company will not get that project. So to get the project we require some expert person from different knowledge, from different domain, from different expertises. Suppose their software is required for medical field, then our developer should be know about the medical field. As well as suppose we are going to develop software for humanity side, for suppose literature analysis or for plagiarism in Marathi language, then we require the expert person from that domain. The vocabulary to be described in the same concept, then we will get the project. And different expectation of the stakeholders, we know their different backgrounds of the participants, as well as their different expectation from the stakeholders expectation are different than our thought. We not able to understand directly what the customer required. User, clients, and managements have different objective when defining the system. Users want a system that support their current work processes, okay, with no interference or threat to their current position. Example, an improved system often translate into the elimination of current position. There are suppose a company is working with the help of some softwares. So similar kind of software required to the customer. Again, when we reach to that customer and take the information from that, just a little bit difference he want, just a little bit upgradation he want. But maybe because of some duration, because of some time instances there, that technology is outdated, and we will not able to implement similar kind of softwares on the same technology because of the technology transfer. Nowadays we know the computer is near about i7 processor, i5 processor, and previous day there were the computers of configurations, dual core processor, core to duo processors. So client is not easily understand about the technology. If we went in the market for suppose mobile, for buy the mobile phone, okay, now you see the mobile phone size is similar, the mobile phone company is similar, but the configuration of that mobile phone if vary, the prices will vary. You see the mobile phone of ram 2 GB and the mobile phone with ram 8 GB, there is the variation in the price, but common man will not understand easily such things. Okay, similar kind is happen here in the stakeholders expectation in the software development. The client want to maximize return on the investment, and management want to deliver the system on time. Different expectation and different stakes in the project can lead to a reluctance to share the information and report problem in the timely manner. New teams, a new team requirement elicitation and analysis often mark the beginning of new project. If we send the new team at the requirement collections point of view, then their procedure is start from the first point. This translation into the new participant and a new team assignment, and thus into a ramp up period during which the team member must learn to the work together. It is time consuming if you send the new person to acquire the information of the project. Okay, you sent one team to collect the information at the user point of view or the client. Okay, and after some day, after 3 2 day, if you change that people and send again back, then there that process will be time consuming if you send the new team to acquire the information. This is the communication analysis involving system. When a new system is developed from scratch, term and concept related to the new system are in a flux during the most of the analysis and the system design. A term may have a different meaning tomorrow. You see the involving system. In involving system, if we are using the old system and we get the new system, in new system there are some different terms, there are some different things, different functions, but the task of the function is similar to the old system. But we have to involve in the new system to communicate properly with the software, and this information we have to tell to the client. Don't bother about the new software, new system and software is similar like old system, but a little bit difference in that we have to say to the client, we have to say to the user about our software. Though the system is new system, their involvement is not in the new system, their involvement is in the old system. Their intention is not to leave the old system and jump into the new system. If you have any experience related to this thing, you know, people are not easily able to accept the new systems in their department, in their offices. They want old systems, but yeah, we have to give the information about new system so that our system will easily able to handle by the persons. No requirement method or communication mechanism can address problem related to the internal politics and information hiding. Conflicting objects and competition will always be a part of large development project. Conflicting object and competition is the part of our development project. There is the politics. Sometimes people are not able to take your system, your project. People want from different companies project. In that case they say, no, this system is very difficult, very complex to use, so we don't need your system, we don't need your software in our office. Hmm? Such type of a conflict is there, such type of competition is there. A few simple guidelines, however, can help in managing the complexity of the conflict view of the system. These guidelines are: define the clear territories, how we will be communicate with the user. First we have to define the territories, define the boundaries, define the areas or dialect of the software. Once defined, the role as describing in section 5.2.2 is a part of this activity. This is also include the definition of private and public discussion forum. For example, each team may have discussion database as described in chapter 3. We have already seen the project organization and communication and discuss with the client is done on the separate client database. The client should not have access to the internal database. Similarly, the developer should not have the interference with the client user and internal politics. First, we have to define the territory. Then define the clear objective and success criteria. Once we have defined the area, we have defined the our territory. Then define the clear objective such as criteria of the software. What will happen with our software? The codification of clear, measurable and verifiable objective and success criteria by both the client and the developer facilitate the resolution of the conflicts. Note that defining a clear and verifiable objective is a non-trivial task. Defining clear objective is a non-trivial task. Given that it is easier to leave the objective open-end, the objective and the success criteria of the project should be documented. We have already discussed in 1.3 in the RAD model how we have to verify. We have to verify our objective. We have to measure our objectives. Measurable, clear and verifiable. Objective should be clear, measurable and verifiable. What will happen in our software after development? That we have to write. We have to write on the document and do the memorandum with the client. Client should sign on that document. Client should ready to accept that document, which we will be give in the form of a software to the client. Again, there is the brainstorm, putting all stakeholders in a same room and to quickly generate solution and define can remove many barriers in the communication. Suppose there is a communication barrier. Suppose client is not ready to accept or understand your problem. You are suppose developer and you want to give the software to the client and client is not understanding. in that time we have to call the meeting. We have to gather all the employee of our software development teams as well as from the client's team, user, client, and all their team member must be there in a single room, and we have to brainstorm. We have to brainstorm means we have to explain with the team about our objective of the software development with their team. And by communicating with one team, software development team, and the software user team means client team, they both will talk with each other and find a solution, find a solution and remove the barriers by the communication in a single room. This is the brainstorm. Conducting review as a reciprocal activity, that is reviewing deliverable from both the client and the developer during the same session has a similar effect. The software will work similar as in a developer's room. Similar kind of software will be given to the client. This should be talked with the brainstorm. Brainstorming and more generally the cooperative development of the requirement can lead to the definition of shared ad hoc notation for supporting the communication. Storyboard, user interface sketch, and high level data flow diagram often appear spontaneously. We have to use storyboard, we have to use sketches, high level data flow diagrams is to be used there in the brainstorm. As the information about the application domain and the new system occur, it is critical that a precise and structured notation be used. It is very critical, but we have to use the data flow diagram, we have to use the storyboard to explain the software function to the client. In UML developer, employee use the use case scenario for communicating with the client and the users, and the use object diagrams, sequence diagram, state machine diagram to communicate with the others developers. Use case and scenario to communication with client, and also if there some other developer to communicate with other developer, we have to use their object diagram, sequence diagram, state machine diagram. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moreover, the latest release of the requirement should be available to all participants. Suppose there is the information generated in the meeting, some point got in the meeting. We talk with the client and we got a clue in the software development. Then that information we have to share with all the developers as well as all the clients or all the users of the client. Suppose there is one client means the software purchaser. Suppose mgm required one software, then mgm's chairman will be the client. But who will become a users? I am the employee in mgm, therefore I will be client of this software. I will be user of this software, not client. Software will purchased by someone higher authority, and users are the employee of that authority. So we have to give the information about our software's new point if there, then that new point we have to give to the client as well as the user of the softwares. Maintaining a live online versions of the requirement analysis document with an up-to-date change history facility the timely propagation of the change across the project. Suppose there is some change, then we have to make that live. We have started development into the software that live information should know to the client. If there any change, that should be up to date. Okay, suppose we have taken project from client and we are gathering the information from client. This information should know to their users and their client. The software development company has taken the data. They collected data from our company. After that, what is the next step? That next step should know to the client, like live online versions. And if there any change that propagate across the project, that should know to the client. Analysis occurs interactively and incrementally, often in parallel with other development activities such as system design and implementation. Suppose we are doing the analysis of the software, we are doing the analysis of the required information which we have collected from client. During that, if there is the incremental operations, incremental function is there we want to improve our function in that should know to the client parallelly with the other development activities such as system design and implementation should know to the client and as well as their users, and the developer and developers user should know if there any change in the system design as well as in the implementation. Note, however, that the unrestricted modification and extensions of the analysis model can only result in a chaos. So there no any ambiguity will be there in the clients and the developer. Developer will explain clearly the software development process to the client. Client will understand. Chaos means the clear, not clear. Chaos is the not clear, especially when a large number of participants are involved. Then we have to explain detail about to all the large number of the persons, so there not any confusion. Unrestricted modification extensions the analysis model. Iterations and increments must be carefully managed, and request for change trace once the requirement are baseline. So the iteration and increments must be carefully managed, and request for the change trace once the requirement is in a baseline. Suppose we have started the software development, we are at the base of the software, we are at the initial state. During that stage, we have to get all the information which is required in the software. All the improved information must be there, so that the requirement activity can be viewed as a several step converting towards a stable model. Then we will convert that in a stable model like brainstorming, solidification and maturity. There are steps: brainstorming, solidification and maturity. First is the brainstorming. Before any other development activity is initiated, requirements is a brainstorming process. We have to get together with user and client and talk on the analysis, talk on the information which we have collected before starting to the development of the software. Okay, and then everything concept and the terms used to refers to them change. The objective of brainstorming process is to generate as many ideas as possible without necessarily organizing them. During this stage, the iterations are rapid and far reaching. When people get together, there the various idea came out from the people's discussions. So this stage is the iterative rapid. Iterations are rapid in this stage, means the changes, the steps, many steps are there. We want this function in this direction, we want this function in this direction, we want this function in this direction. Like this, communications ideas get to us in the brainstorming. Solidification. Once the client and developer coverage on a common idea, define the boundaries of the system. Solidification, define the boundaries of the system and agree on set of the standard terms. Solidification start. Functionality is organized into the group of use case with their corresponding interface. Group of the functionality are allocated to different teams that are responsible for detailing their corresponding use cases. During this stage, iteration are rapid but localized. Solidification, we have to first define the boundaries and the functionality, then organize into the group of use case. There we have to use the use cases. So because of the use cases, their function will be limited, there the boundary will be limited. We will know, we may know there the function of this use case, the limitation of this use case is how much. This is the solidification. And the maturity. Maturity, changes at the higher level are still possible but more difficult and thus are made more carefully. Each team is responsible for the use case and object models related to the functionality they have been assigned. A cross functional team, the architecture team, made representative of each team, is responsible for ensuring the integration of the requirement. Example, naming. Once the client sign off on the requirement, modification to the analysis model should address the omission and error. Developer is particularly the architecture team need to ensure that the consistency of the model is not compromised. The requirement model is under configuration management and change should be propagated to existing design models. Iteration are slow and often localized. There, this step is very slow maturity because the model is developed by some team member like architecture team responsible for doing design of that. Once the client sign off on the requirement, their modification is very difficult because the analysis model is developed, and in that analysis model is suppose there is error in that analysis model, it is very slowly we have to remove because this is the mature decision at after all we have developed this particular, and therefore the architecture team is need to ensure that the consistency of model is compromised. Once architecture of this software is know we can do this, then he will only make that change and propagate existing design model. The number of features and functions of the system will always increase with time. Each change, however, can threaten the integrity of the system. The risk of the introducing more problem with late changes result from the loss of the information in the project. The dependencies across the functions are not all captured. Many assumptions may be implicit and forgotten by the time the change is made. Often the change responds to a problem, in which the case there is a lot of pressure to implement it, resulting in only a superficial examination of the consequences of the change. Suppose there is a change, we have developed a software and there is change now at the designing level, at the implementation level, then it is very difficult to do the change of that. If we know the client get the information after getting some software process to him, he gets some ideas to add into the software, but it is very difficult when we have designed the system. So it is possible, but to do the change in the design level, there we have to make the changes in some previous steps. When new features and functions are added to the system, they should be challenged with the following questions: where they request by the client, where they request by the client, this questions is there. When new features we want to add now at the last step of the software development, it is very difficult to add the new feature, new function into the software. Therefore there is the question where they request by the client, are they necessary or are they implicit? Should should they be a part of the separate focus utility program instead of part of the base system? Suppose in base system we want to do very changes and it is difficult to make the changes in the base system, so we will be find, is it possible to develop side by side another component into the software? Are the change core requirement or optional features? Is that feature is optional or core requirement? What is the impact of the change to existing function in terms of the consistency, interface and reliability? All these kind of questions we have to ask. If there is the maturity, this maturity should be there. If system is mature, system is developed, and now we want to add some changes in that. When the changes are necessary, the client and developer define the scope of this change and its desired outcome and change the analysis model. Given that a complete analysis model exists for the system, specifying new functionality is easier, although the implementation is more difficult. If you see this function is needed in the software development, telling this specification is very easy, but actually implementation of this new feature in the developed software is very difficult to the software developers. Next, client sign off. Do you have any question on this maturity? Then next is the client sign off. The client sign off represent the concept acceptance of the analysis model as documented by the requirement analysis document by the client. This is the acceptance of the software. Client should sign on the document. Yes, I am ready to accept your term and condition of the software development. And as a developer, we have to sign on that, and client also agree with this. The client and the developers coverage on a single idea and agree about the function and features that the system will have. In addition, they agree on a list of priority. Client and developer should agree on the list of priority. A revision process, a list of criteria that will be used to accept or reject the system. If this function is not happen in our software, we will be reject your software. This is written in the client sign off document. A schedule and budget, how much duration is required to develop the software, as well as how much cost of the software. This is the client sign off document. uh, pri- prioritize prioritize Prioritizing system functions allow the developers to understand the better the client expectation. Prioritizing system, which is the prior function, which is the primary, which is the first system functions, allow the developers to understand the better the client expectation before development. This the process in its simple form. It's allow developer to separate bells as a wishlist from essential features. It is also allow developers to deliver the system in the incremental chunks. Essential functions are delivered first. Additional chunks are delivered depending on the evaluating of the previous chunks. We have to sign on the document which priority we will give priority functions, and which is the essential functions in the software, which are the least essential function in the software, which we will deliver additional chunks depending on the valuation of the previous chunks. Even if the system is to be delivered as a single complete package, prioritizing functions enable the client to communicate clearly what is important to her and where the emphasis of the development should be. What is important into the our software, that is prioritizing system. On the priority base, we will develop that first, which is given in figure 5.21. Provide an example of priority scheme. Each function shall be assigned one of the following priorities: high priority, medium priority, or low priority. All functions are there in the software development. Suppose there is print function, there is a save function, suppose there is edit function, suppose there is a copy function. All these functions in a software, we have to assign, is it high priority function, is it medium priority function, or the low priority function. High priority function, a priority feature must be demonstrated successfully during the client acceptance. High priority functions we required very well implemented into the software. Then medium priority, a medium priority feature must be taken into the account in the system design and the object design. It will be implemented and demonstrated in the second iteration of the system development. We will create the iteration in first iteration high priority, in second iteration medium priority, and in third iteration low priority. A low priority feature illustrate how the system can be extended in longer terms. Means in future, suppose our system required extend their function, is it possible to add the additional function in our old system? after some years, suppose after 5 years, is it possible to add the new component in software? That we have to keep into the low priority. After the client sign off, the requirements are baseline and are used for refining the cost estimation of the project. Once the document is signed, requirement is baseline, then about the cost, what is the price of the software, we have to refine the cost. Requirement continue to change after the sign off, but these change are subject to more formal revision process. Definitely there may be a little change, but that is not considerable change. The requirement change when become of error. Suppose there is error, there is omission, there is change in the operating environment, change in the application domain, or change in the technology, then define a revision process upfront. Encourage change to be communicated across the project and reduce the number of surprises in the latter stage. Note that a change process need not be bureaucratic or require excessive overheads. Bureaucratics employee change process need not be at the employee level. It require excessive overhead. It can be as simple as naming as a person responsible for receiving the change request, approving the change, and tracking their implementation. All that changes we will be give to the client. Client client report problem, change request. Client request change to the developer. Developer design change and estimate impact. Once is there very big change, then estimate the impact of that change, what will happen if is there. Review the proposed change, then send the estimations to the client. Client will review the proposed change and then change approve. If change approve, upgrade the requirement. If change rejected, then archive the request, store that into the file, don't do anything. If there is the requirement upgradation, then our state transition will be changed, and we have to design the test, and we have to update the design. Once we have updated design, update the code if applicable. After, suppose we have used here print button. Okay, this print button we don't need here, we need this print button here from this place. Then there is no much change in the coding, there is only the design change. We have kept this print button from here to here. Okay, after that the transition change and execute all the relevant test. Once we update this, then execute all the relevant test and send it to the client. Client will review the actual change. This is an example of revision process UML activity diagram. This is the revision process in UML activity diagram. We have to draw like this diagram, like this UML diagram in practicals. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Figure 5.22 depict a more complex example in which the change are designed, and figure 5.22 depict a more complex example which is change design. A list of acceptance criteria is revised prior to the sign off. The requirement elicitation and analysis activity clarify many aspects of the system. including the non-functional requirement with which the system should comply and the relative importance of each function. By restating the acceptance criteria at the sign off, the client ensure that the developer are update about the changes in the client expectation. This figure 5.22, we have to revise the process during the client sign off. If there is changes, we have to do these changes. After sign off, it is very difficult to do the changes. So the client report a problem. If there is any problem, he should request to change to the developer, and developer give their change accordingly the priority. If there is the low priority, then there is no need to change. If there is high priority, we have to make the change as a developer in the actual system. The client list of acceptance criteria is revised prior to the sign off. The requirement elicitation and analysis activity clarify many aspects of the system, including non-functional requirement with which the system should comply and relative importance of the each function. By restating the acceptance criteria at the sign off, the client ensure that the developer are update about any change in the client expectation. The budget and the schedule are revised after the analysis mode, because analysis mode becomes stable. Once there is no change, our model is stable. Now we are at the final design of the software. Okay, at that point we have to finalize the budget and schedule, how much duration is required to develop the software, as well as the budget, how much finance will be required to how much money required to develop the software. We describe this in the next chapter in project management. In project management, we will discuss detail issue related to the cost estimation, whether the client sign off is a contractual agreement or whether the project is already governed by the prior contract. Means suppose we have taken the contract of company for 5 years, and within 2 years is there required to give the update of the software, then that is the prior contract. And if there is the new contract, then we have to make the agreement accordingly. It is an important milestone in the project. Contract being signed in the project, it is very important. It represents the convergence of the client and developer on a single set of the functions, definition of the system, and single set of expectations. All expectation will be written in this client sign off. The acceptance of the requirement analysis document is more critical than any other document, given that many activities depends on the analysis model. It is very difficult. This is very critical task to do the sign off with the client, because this is the final agreement of client and developer. Developer is ready to develop the software, and client will be ready to give their project to the company on the basis of this document. So once this document is created, then another part, implementation and all that part, is not such critical. Is it understood? Yes, do you have any question regarding this client sign off? Do you have any question? This is the last point, client sign off in analysis, requirement analysis. We are at the last point. If you have any question regarding this, please ask. Otherwise, we will stop here. Do you have any question on analysis?
No question, sir.
Shital, Shital, do you have any question on analysis? Client sign off we studied in today's lecture. There we seen one activity diagram, UML activity diagram. You have to draw this in practical book. Yes. Okay. Then maturity we studied, and we studied brainstorming, solidification. If you have any confusion related to brainstorming, solidification, please ask. Communication about analysis. In today's lecture, we discuss about communication analysis. Okay, then thank you. Have a nice day. You can join another lecture. Bye. Have a nice day.